Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Final Two podcast. Today we got some special guests in the building, man. We got some members from the 2K community that represent the NBA 2K League. We've got Lee, and we've got Isiah Hancock, man. Let's give him a
going on, man.
What's up? Shout out to my boy Andy out here too.
Andy, he's up and coming. He's rising. My fault. He's up and coming though. He's up and coming.
He's on the way.
Up and coming.
Season four.
Top prospect. Top prospect.
He's grinding right now.
What you guys been up to, man? You know, with all this, quarantine. What you guys been doing?
Since I got drafted to Atlanta, that's where I currently live. Like, I had to fly out. I got about a solid 2 weeks to really experience like this what Atlanta is, the city, see everything around, see the places they have to eat, everything. And then quarantine came, boom. Now I gotta stay in the crib. Yes, everything is shut down. Gym, everything, like gym, pools, restaurants. So like it's pretty much just fast food, playing the game all day, practicing, scrimming, and just literally chilling. Like that's literally all that's going on. Just chilling.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for me. Like being in New York, it hit New York the hardest probably out of any place in the U.S. So like we're just pretty much staying at home, taking all the precautions, playing the game, preparing. We're adjusting the remote play now that we're playing online, and we're just grinding. The grind don't stop even with COVID.
For sure. Andy, what you been up to, man? How have you been cooperating with all this that's going on?
Well, I'm an essential worker. So, we out here fighting for our lives out here,
Respect, man.
But we ain't gonna talk about that, Some people
let's talk about it.
They getting paid a little bit more to sit on their butt, but it's out here actually people grinding out there, risking their lives.
Man, we ain't sitting on our butt over here. We out there putting the work in.
You out there, you're an essential worker, bro.
Yo, let's get right to the topic. Who would have thought that we would just get canceled? Do you understand? I just started basically my Division I season, my junior year, and literally 3 weeks in, just like as we're in the locker room, like, yep, pack up, we're done.
Time to go.
Like,
it's crazy. Man,
actually, we were on the field. My fault. I was on the field, and coach is like, let one kid finish batting practice. Like, we came in, he's like, yep, pack it up, go home, we're done. Like, what?
Nah, that's
crazy.
Nah, that's OD right there. Like they did that. That's way too fast. Like I felt, bro. I don't know. They did everything too fast. I feel like the way that the steps they all took was just dumb fast. Like
we weren't prepared. That was the biggest
nobody's
thing.
prepared. Like
nobody was prepared.
I swear, like 2 days in, I went to the store, bro, and there was no toilet paper. It's like, 2 days in, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I went to Whole Foods down here, and everybody was swarming the store. Like you go on the shelves, there was nothing on the shelves, bro. And we got the big ass Whole Foods in Manhattan. There was nothing in the store, bro. It was crazy, ridiculous.
Nah, that's
it's just crazy because it gets me mad about the toilet paper situation. Like out of everything, why you fighting over toilet paper? Like,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid, like you just hit a shower. You know what I mean? Like this is more important things.
Get some baby wipes or something.
Yo, bro.
I was using baby wipes for a little minute now.
I ain't gonna hold
I really started using baby wipes too,
bro. I had to, bro. Like the paper towels is too hard, bro. Like I need
It's so bad.
The paper towels, like, you going wild.
There's nothing else. There's no toilet paper. Like I showered everything.
Andy, what were you gonna say?
I ain't gonna hold you since I'm working at a retail store, bro. I ain't gonna say what store I'm working at, but bro, it was swarming all these toilet papers, bro. I had one lady buy 30 rolls of single toilet paper. I'm like, you don't need all this.
Nah,
people were just unprepared for the situation in general. Like they were taking hand sanitizers out of stores. It was like, to be honest, it was really like nothing we ever seen before.
Hand sanitizer was like $50.
Yeah.
A two
little body.
Yeah.
The one that you can't even squirt. The one you gotta really
we gotta spray like.
We had people really selling like, yo, meet me up at the corner. I got you. Like what?
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, bro, for hand sanitizer.
Nah, that's OD,
Crazy.
And the worst part is, bro, like the total amount of people that ended up getting it was that not even nothing compared to like the actual population. Like it was that not a lot of cases being relative to our population. So I'm just like, damn, like we went that hard and not even that much people have it. Like, bro, come on, like that was going too hard. Like,
Yo, I remember in the beginning of all this, before it even happened, before we got to this big, bro, they were saying like, oh, don't be getting a mask, don't wear a mask. And people were looking at me wearing a mask like you crazy, you dragging. New York people are Like you be
Yeah.
dragging it.
Yeah.
And now they on the
it's-
wave. Now everyone wearing a mask. But where is this energy like 2 months ago?
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
Wow, that's very
I still
true.
haven't touched the mask yet. Like,
Nah, I be wearing a mask every day.
Yeah, fuck it.
I
I
can't
got, you
risk
talking
it.
about? I got the mask right here. I'm ready. I'm live.
So
nah,
tell me, so you
so
guys,
t- Go ahead. No, you good, Ali.
So you get drafted, right? And man, let's go right back to that real quick. Before this quarantine stuff, you guys both got drafted this year, correct?
No, I got drafted last year.
Boom.
got
So
drafted this year.
you can start off first then. So how was that feeling, man? Playing a video game, like who would have
Yeah.
ever thought, man? Like this
Making
thing would
money.
make it money
Yeah.
playing a video game. Like how crazy
Definitely.
is the next generation right now? Talk about that, bro. Like I'm interested in that.
Definitely. To me, I think esports is definitely the wave of the future right now. Even me playing games like 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even pictured myself being here right now. Like me and Lee, we started playing 2K together in around 2K16, and we just wanted to be the best at the game. And then like as things started to come into fruition, like we seen that it was the actual goal that we could take, and I just grinded to it from there. Like getting on that stage and being drafted, it was like a feeling like no other. It was, to me, it's like the same thing as somebody making the NBA. Like
You made it. You know what I'm saying? It feels like you made it. You know,
like you become the best at something. Like that's really how you got to think about it. Like you play baseball, so you know that feeling. Like when you're becoming the absolute best at something, and you feel like you can reach the status of the elite, it's just a feeling that's incomparable.
Very true.
So what was it like to work to that point? So like what did you have to do to even get recognized and even, be like a nominee or, get that invitation to be in the draft? Like what did it take to get there?
Oh, first off, it definitely takes a lot of hard work in general. Like, especially in 2K, it's like in the beginning, there was no 2K league until NBA 2K18. So I started playing 2K before the 2K league even came about. So it was just like, we were sort of just playing the game for fun, just playing it for the love and just trying to be the absolute best. And then like
just blew up to what it is now.
Yeah.
On
They
television.
say we play, we play for that 250,000 too. The 17 too. That was a grind.
Basically throughout the whole journey, it's like you just like what you got to do is just you're playing against the best amateur players there are, and you're in the circuit. You're just playing in amateur leagues and tournaments, and then you get recognized from certain figures in the Twitter community. And then like when the league came to fruition in the first season, they started scouting people for the second season of the league, and that's when I was starting to come up. That's when my skills were starting to become better, and I just started working towards that goal, and it just pretty much like it all just flowed from there.
What about you, Lee? Well, how was that experience of, man, I got drafted? Before that, how much work did it take for you to get to that point?
So like he had said, we both started at literally the same time. We was kind of like, we always kind of had this little duo thing. Like I call it Lee X Zay, or it could be Zay X Lee. It's prefer, like you choose whichever way you want to say it. But yeah, so like we came up literally together. Like, so it wasn't like one person said I'm gonna do it and then the other person was like, I'm gonna try it later. Like we both said, we see like, yo, I could really get really good at this game. Like when we was in high school, we had time. Like we were just going home playing the game. We played basketball, but like it didn't end up panning out for us because like our school was like just too much about the school. But anyway, so we started just playing the game a lot heavy. We started when we started learning about the tournaments, like just knowing that you could probably make money from it. We started saying like, yo, like why not just actually get to the
Like, why
point where
not
we're
me?
the best? Yeah, like why like I'm really good at the game already. So like why can't I get to where everybody else is at? So it's crazy because the guy that ended up winning the 250K, he's on my team right now. So that is his name is Mr. Styles. That's his gamer tag or whatever. So he's actually on my team right now. So from that was 2K17, then 2K18, like he said, the league came out. We was both like, hey, like, yo, let's go for this. Like why not go for it? We learned about it really late though. Like it was like more towards the end of 2K18 that we learned about the league. And then 2K19 came in, like we both had freshly made our Twitters in 2K19. Well, I think I did. He made his like a little bit in 18, like going towards the end of it. So like he started like, getting a name. We both ended up getting a name. It's just that his name got bigger faster than mine. And that's because of what 2K is though. Like 2K is a point guard heavy game. So like, I'm not saying if you want to make the league, go be a point guard. That is not what I'm saying. Like, that is not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
But like, it's a more of a point guard heavy game because like, like it's a game. Like the difference between a game and real life is you can shoot from far and you can make every single shot you take if you're good enough at the game. So like, if you have a point guard that's that good at the game, you're gonna tend to be like, yo, just take the ball, like do what you do because you know what you're doing. So that's why point guards are more heavily recognized. So he ended up making the league in 2K19, and I ended up making it this year. But he ended up coming back for me from 2K19 to 2K20 so he could help me make the league. Because like I said, like my name.
That's some real bro shit.
Yeah, that's some real shit right there. Like that's some real shit. No, that like I do it for all my guys too. Like because you want the league to grow. Like I'm saying, esports, like the more teams, the more venue, more money, the more traveling. Like it's literally gonna like start to get like you see how Call of Duty is, Rainbow Six Siege is like those esports events are huge. The 2K League is only on its third year, and we're already on ESPN too. Like I think that's huge. Like we're taking really big steps. Yeah, like we're taking really big steps. So like that's how I ended up getting into it. Like he came back, and then I just had a really good year this year, and I ended up getting drafted 16th to the Hawks. Like that's what I'm at. And then when I got drafted, that shit was surreal. That shit was surreal.
That stage, man, going to shake the commissioner's hand. Yeah. Oh man, it feel like you walking on water.
And everything is quiet. They got the mic to your mouth. They asking you questions after. It's just like I didn't know that I was so loud until I started speaking and I heard myself speak. I'm like, oh shit, like everybody.
It was so crazy for me too. Like when I went up there to shake the commissioner's hand and look to get my picture taken, I was looking in the wrong direction the whole time. Like, the lady had to tell me. She was like, "Hey, look down, wrong spot." Like so, I was just so locked in.
Was there celebrities? Was there celebrities as well at the draft, or that you've met?
Yeah, there was
at the games.
Casanova was at the draft.
Yeah, he actually announced my team's pick, our second round pick. He announced
Brooklyn.
it.
That's no way. So where'd you get drafted?
Announced my pick.
I got drafted to the Brooklyn Nets last year in the first round.
That's awesome.
All right, so wait, you get drafted, right? How does the contract work? Do they give you a place to stay? Do they like negotiate? I'm not gonna talk about money because we don't know. We don't want to get into that.
Of course.
Where do you guys, they provide a home for you? How does that work? Do you guys negotiate the price and then boom, like this is what we're going to do? How does that work, the negotiation?
So we have two different living situations. I since I live in Atlanta, there's 6 people on every team. So it goes, for us, is 2 in each apartments. So I know you've seen like the room right there, you've seen the guys walking. So I have a roommate and like he has his friends over and shit. So like it's me and him, and then the 5th floor is 2 more, and then the 2nd floor is 2 more. And everything here is paid for. We get free travels. We get they give us like, because there are different studios all over the world. So we normally play in New York. That's why Corona ended up messing up everything for us. And we normally play in New York. That's where the actual studio is at. And then we go there, even though I never got to do it because it's my first year, and like I never got to like play live in front of people. Like I only play on the game because of Corona. So there's a studio there. They went to. I mean, this is better for you to tell actually, because
So basically, the way the contracts work is that we're on a 6-month contract, and the salaries are like everybody makes the same amount of money based off of like how long you've been in the league. The retained players coming in make the most money, and then the first round draft picks, and then every other pick. That's how the salaries align. For housing, it depends on which team you're on. Everybody gets free housing no matter what. The living situation just differs from organization to organization. Like some teams have one big team house that everybody lives in. Some teams do split it 3 and 3, and then some do 2, 2 and 2, and then some have individual apartments. It just depends on what team you're on.
So is there any backup players that they get, or is it just?
Yeah, so every team has 6 players. Since only 5 players could play on the game at one time, you always have you basically have one backup. Like you could sub, but they can't sub in mid-game. So like you have to decide your lineup before the game actually starts.
So when they draft a whole new group of guys, do they release a lot of guys? Like some guys, do they get released? Do they get fired, or how does that work? Because there's only a certain amount of players they could draft per year. So how does that work?
Yeah, so like the way so it's called the retention period. So at the end of every season, a team is mandated to keep at least 2 players on their roster without forfeiting anything. So you can go in, if you want to keep an extra player, as let's say you want to keep 3 players, you can give up a 3rd round draft pick to keep a 3rd player. These are rules as of last year. They can change this year, but these are the rules as of last season. So if you want to keep a 3rd player, you just have to give up a 3rd round draft pick of the upcoming draft. And then you have to wait for the expansion period to happen. So since we're a new league, we have new teams coming in every single year. So I don't know if you remember back when the NBA was adding teams, they had expansion drafts every year. So it's sort of similar to that. Like the players that aren't picked up are in that draft pool, and then that means you're basically eligible to get selected to a new team. Now let's say you didn't get picked up by your team. Actually, I was in this situation last year. So let's say you fall through expansion and don't get picked up. Your team has an option of bringing back a fourth player at the expense of a fourth round draft pick. So hypothetically, you can go into the next season with the same 5 players that you had last year. You just have to make a lot of moves for it to happen. But ideally, though, you're always going to have at least 2 players on your roster from last year's team.
So the fact that you stayed for another year, is that is that an accomplishment for you? Is like, I'm here.
Oh, definitely.
To stay.
Yeah,
I'm here to
definitely.
stay.
Because like one thing we say in the 2K community is that like we don't say it's easy to make the league, but you gotta, like, it's one thing to make the league, but you also have to stay in the league. Like that's definitely a motto.
So Andy, tell me about you, man. Like you've seen these guys, like you see like these guys are there. Like how does that feeling for you being a prospect that's trying to get to that point? How are you working to get there to where they're at? And what feeling did you have when you see your boys at that level?
Bro, it's like a dream come true, even not for me, for them, because you grinding with them. I've been with them through the mud and stuff in the beginning. Where like I was playing with them, we didn't know anything about this. Like I'm telling these guys, like, yo, like y'all really good. Y'all know y'all can make this league. Like, because we always played like the top players, but then we would never win. We will always fold at the end. I ain't gonna say we.
We won a couple games. We
won a couple games, but But
in the beginning, we was definitely losing though.
But like, we always match up with these top players, and it was like,
don't be too loud.
You match up with these top players, like, yo, like we right there. So like, the potential is there to make it. They just don't know you. That's the only thing. That's the only real difference. And then like, seeing them like actually playing on stage is like, damn, like you was there with them. Like a part of you was like in there. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it feels good.
For sure.
So it feels good.
It was crazy when you sent me and Ali that video of like the stage and they were doing the lineups and they were about to play. Like that whole atmosphere, it's like futuristic, and then you got like that whole big screen, and then you guys are in your own individual gaming chairs. Like, first off, what was it like to play your first game, like professionally like that? What was going through your minds?
Oh, it was crazy, especially for me. So it's crazy. Our very first game was against the defending champions of last year. So like they had their ring ceremony and all of that right before we played.
Dude, that is
the ring is fire. The ring is fire.
That's crazy.
They got champion, like the same way the NBA gets championship rings, like custom made, all of that with the players' names on it. Because one of my teammates from last year, he was the Finals MVP of season 1, so he has his own ring and all of that. So I got to see it up close. But fire. The first game though, like we had a whole bunch of people in the stands and all of that, and then it's just crazy. It's a little nerve wracking. You're a little nervous coming in, but that goes out the window right when the tip off happens. So, but like you have the headset on, and while you're making big plays, you can hear people roaring in the background. Like it's exhilarating. It's like when you play in a real sports game. Like you make a big play, you see people cheering you on, it amps you up, and you're just ready to take off from there.
What's crazy? It's like your moms used to yell at you to get off the game, like you're wasting the time on the game.
Oh my God!
I was just playing before and I got yelled at.
New generation now, it's like this is our life. Like this is what's coming up. You know what I mean? Like imagine becomes par with like Major League, which I feel like it will. And
they're saying it could go to Olympics. It's like, much caliber for the sport.
I don't see why it wouldn't be able to. Like. Like, I don't know, like esports, they're really big because like the same way people enjoy sports is because one, you could bet on them, and two, like you still get to see the best people in the world just do what they do. Like, I think that's why a lot of people watch sports. Like you're watching the best NBA players, MLB players, you're betting on it, you're making money. It makes the game more exciting, more like
people will start betting on these
games.
I
like that.
They already started.
Wow.
Yeah, they've already started. It's just that the bet isn't like, it's not as much as like if you were betting on an actual NBA game. So like it's not going to be as much exposure and entertainment. Like,
but I like you saying that because a lot of people, they compare like esport. Well, they kind of disregard esports. They're saying, it's not a physical sport, so why would it be considered a sport? Like, tell me your opinion and what goes in your mind when somebody says, that's not a sport. How do you respond to that?
So my thing about it is like, when I think of sports, I think it's just like people that are just doing like they're just the best at what they do. Like so, like the NBA players, like the reason they're in NBA is because they're really good at basketball, or like the MLB, they're really good at baseball. So like for us, I would say it's a sport because not anybody can just get on the sticks and do what we do. No matter like if you could go hard for like 5 years. There's people that do that and they still don't end up making the league. Yeah. And like that, I feel like that right there in itself that's the reason it's sport. That's what separates me to a regular person that plays 2K. Like I could literally get on 2K any game mode, and average Joe or like even people that are considered good, I will destroy them in any game mode. Like, and I don't even play any game mode. I only play like 5v5 Pro. That's what my job is. But like play now on my team. If I end up actually making a my team, like I'll be really good at it just because I'm that good at the game. So like I feel like that's what separates it and makes it like into an actual sport.
Because
like,
you know the game, you invested your time into the game, not just that specific thing. And then what's crazy? That's like a regular athlete. For example, me, I'm always a really good defender, but doesn't mean I can't focus on my hitting skills and develop that skill and learn the game more and more, learn plays, learn these things, different moves to become a better player. So the fact that you just said that is huge. It's like, yeah, maybe like an online game, but there's a lot of things that go into being an online
hell
game.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
So
I feel like it's more of a mental game than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
That was definitely what I was about to say. Like the way you got to exert yourself mentally, the reaction time that you have to have, like the amount of hours that you put into it is the same amount of hours that you put into a real sport. Like you know how they say you got to put 10,000 hours into something in order to be a true master at it. Like they say the same thing about video games as well. The amount of hours that we put into this, like the amount of time that we've grinded and we trained, like we don't just hop on the game and just fuck around. We actually play. Like we're actually getting reps in, practicing, working on what we need to work on the same way as if you would have practiced. Like the same way you hit the cages and you swinging, the same way we going in pro-am, we shooting around, or we playing matchups. Like it's the same thing. We're practicing to get to where we want to be.
That's tough.
That's that muscle memory.
What positions do you guys play like when you're playing pro? Like when you're selected, like what position do you guys play like when you're in the league?
I play point guard.
I play center.
Yeah.
That's like those two. That's like the biggest combo. Like even if so like I watched Ticino, right? He's a YouTuber. And
we know him.
I kind of met. You guys met him too?
No, I've never.
You just know.
It's funny, my girl actually met him.
Oh really?
Yo,
my girl, like he went to my girl's job and he ordered like some, because my girl used to work at Forever 21, and he went there like to order some stuff, and he saw her and like she was telling him about me, and then he hit me up, was like, yo, I seen your girl at Forever 21 and shit. And I was like, oh shit, yo, that's crazy.
okay, a little complex.
But I was gonna say, like, you notice like players like him, like in the 2K community, whenever they do like park, like the 2v2s, it's always that combo. It's the point guard and the center. So like
those are the two most important positions in 2K.
For sure. So how long did it take for you guys, and you guys were talking about it, how you guys like grew into the game. How long did it really take for you to kind of like master those positions, especially where you're at now?
For me, I say like I feel like I've always been good at the game, like since I picked it up, but truly mastering a position to be at the level of making the league, I think it took me about, I want to say I started playing 2K seriously in 2K16 or 17, and then it wasn't until 2K19 that I felt like I was actually ready to be in the league. So that's about 2-3 years.
What makes it feel the same way?
Nah, my situation is a little bit different than his. I was always like a jack of all trade type guy. Like 2K16, I started off being like, there was a small forward. No, there was actually it was inside, outside, and balance. That's what it was in 2K16.
Demigods.
Demigods.
That was 2K15, the demigods. That's 2K15.
Oh, it's 2K15.
Yeah.
2K15.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
2K, everything.
That was ridiculous.
Hell yeah, I know the game like
that
the
was
back of my hand.
ridiculous that year.
Yeah, so 2K16, like I was a dribbler, like so like I know like centers that's like actual real life centers, they play in the paint. They don't like it's a lot more like it's more like a Shaq center.
Okay.
Like that's so like everybody in the league is mostly like a Shaq center. So dribbling the ball is a no. Like you could put it on the floor like once or twice, but you get ripped easily. So like you will lose the ball easy. So there's no just spamming dribble moves and stuff. So like you gotta be really disciplined as a center. So 2K16 I was a dribbler, 17 I was a dribbler. I played a little bit of big, but like I never like really like said, yo, I'm gonna go be a big. 2K18, I tried a little bit of big, and then I still never said like, yo, I'm just go do it. And then 2K19, like I had to do it. Like there was no other choice for me to do. So when I ended up doing it, like I gave it a whole year, and then that's when we started coming up really heavy. So like when you play the best, you become that level. So we started playing like actual competition, like we started playing like the people that are actually like we're known for it, but there's people that have more of like they're more club for doing it because they've been doing it longer. If that makes sense. So like we said, we ended. I'm a rookie in this. He's a second-year vet, and then there's 3-year vets. But like the 3-year vets, like they've already built their status to become like household names. Like you would say, like LeBron. Like I'm not comparing nobody to LeBron. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, but I know what you're saying.
But like that's the name
LeBron,
that
baby.
Of course, come on, I have to say it because that's the But like, yeah. So we started playing guys like them, and and when I started playing them, and I started seeing like, yo, I could go toe to toe with them, and I don't feel like I'm at my peak yet. That's what gave me enough confidence. Like, yo, I could go into the league and I know that I'm going to be able to do well in the league. So like,
that's the hardest part. I feel like is if it's an online game, do you ever decline? Like, is there a decline? Like, you know how like,
I have this talk all the time.
Like LeBron is like, let's say when he's 40, like he's not going to be the same LeBron, but you could be 40 or 50 years old. You could still be nice in online gaming. How does like, you don't think so?
The older you get, the slower your reaction time gets. So like, the younger you are, like your reaction time is gonna like I'm telling you, like in 2K, like you don't see it a lot, but reaction time matters a lot. Like knowing how to jump lanes, knowing how to bait, knowing how to like you have to know when to press square. Like if you press square too early, your player is not gonna get the right animation, and if you press it too late, you're not gonna get the right animation. So it's just like little stuff like that, like rebounds. Like I'm telling you, it's a lot. Like dribbling, if you mess up your dribbles, like if you mess up on a stick because like you weren't expecting to get a certain move, then it's like it throws off the whole way you're gonna dribble. Like it's just like a lot of reaction time.
The stage that we're in the league right now, since we're only in the 3rd season, I don't feel like it's been enough time to see players actually decline. Like there's only been don't get me wrong, there's players in the league that are on the older side like that. We have a player in the league that's 30. I think we have a couple players that's 30 or above. So it's like, and they're still playing at a high level. Like I definitely feel like in 2K, it's not like Call of Duty where like people are in their primes, like when they're teenagers, and then they stop playing the game after they're 25. Like 2K
they get burned out.
Yeah, like 2K is a lot about timing and decision making, and reaction time is up there, but it's not like the end all.
It's not the major factor. Yeah.
The biggest question I have of them all is: do you guys get a different NBA 2K game than what we get?
Ooh. We play a different game than y'all. Yeah.
Really? How different? Talk to me. Talk to me nice.
All right, so I ain't gonna lie, it's not totally nice at all. Like the game, like the game that we play, like the game that we play requires way more skill than the game that you guys play. So like,
really,
like we call it retail to the league. So the retail version of the game, you get 99.9 overalls. You get Gatorade to like give yourself like a boost. You get like you could do your workouts. You can get the gym rat badge. You could do all this other stuff.
Your badges.
You can choose your badges. Like you're doing a lot of stuff that could like you can make your own player in the league that we play. We have preset builds. They're all 92 overalls. They have no extra bar stamina, and that like just playing like that is just a crazy disadvantage. Like you don't have the same.
And they have preset badges too. Like,
and preset badges.
That's a big thing. Like when you play 2K, you choose like the same couple badges that you really want. Like everybody uses range extender on Hall of Fame, quick draw on Hall of Fame, all those badges. Like when we're in the league, like they have. Don't get me wrong, there are good builds in the league, but nothing compared to what you could play with at home. Like at home, And
what about the animations?
No, you could choose this year. You could choose your own animations. Last year, you weren't able to choose your animations though. That's a first this year. So it's a lot more customization. Like you could put, but there are certain animations that are in retail that aren't in the league. Like post fade 3 isn't in the league. Like that's an overpowered post fade build.
Pro 2 crossover.
Yeah, those like certain overpowered crossovers aren't in the league build.
So when you get finish.
Hold on. I actually have one thing to ask. Continue though. I'll get it after.
Also, like the way the game works at home isn't the same as in the league. Like we're on a different patch in the game. So like certain like the meta of the game is different in the league than it is at home. Like for example, at home, you can score. It's hard to score in the paint at home because the way the paint defense works in the game. In the league, the paint defense is a little more it's easier to score in the paint in the league because just the way the game is made up, like they allow for you to actually dominate the game in the paint, unlike at home.
Yeah.
It's tough. So what I was gonna actually go on about and continue what you were talking about. Somebody brought up the animations. You know how overpowered one is the animation with the hop step, because everybody uses that, and it's like it's so tough. So especially I was watching like somebody using Giannis and doing the hop step and just jamming it every time. How can you guard that? So like talk about how you're able to study the game and like trying to know when certain animations are gonna happen so you could stop it.
Like one thing I would say like about hop steps, because you know that's like the go-to thing to do when you drive this year. Like last year was Euro steps, this year is hop steps. So like probably the one thing I would say about stopping hop steps is positioning. Like you have to read when a hop step is coming, and for the most part, when people hop step, they go from left to right or right to left. Like it's never a straight line hop step. So you gotta position yourself to be in the right spot to meet the person when they hop step, so they don't just dunk all over you. Right? That's probably the biggest piece of advice I could give to hop steps. But like they're hard to stop in general, though.
Yeah, and for that thing with Giannis, like if you having problems, this is what you do: you put the center on him and you sit paint and just wait for him to run in the paint.
Yeah, let him shoot.
And just let him shoot. Literally, that's the key to beating Giannis. Like it's actually like real life. Just let him shoot.
Yep.
Yo, I remember last year I pulled to the studio and I'm playing Lee and Blacktop. This man is dogging me with Giannis, bro. Like he is
exactly. What about if it's
one-on-one?
Oh, if it's one-on-one, like you got to take LeBron. If you're not taking Miami LeBron, I promise you, I might kill you with Giannis. Like, it's
I pick Dame.
Like, I'm a dog with LeBron. Nobody could see me all time. LeBron, it's over.
They don't know about that KD though.
KD valid.
Nah.
We don't LeBron is dogging.
My team, KD's valid.
I look at it as an investment, to be honest. Anything I like to do, I like to invest in. So 2K is always a game I like. So I don't want to be a bum, you know what I'm saying? So it's like so much money is generated through that it's insane. I could see this thing growing and people end up making millions. And I could see them making way more teams that are in the NBA, like just to keep it rolling, bro. I just think it's just a thing, bro.
Like 2K, like the thing about it though is like we're not sponsored by 2K. Like we're sponsored by the actual NBA. So when when we do get paid and stuff, and like the way that it, like the more it grows, like the more that the NBA profits off of it. Like the 2K league is gonna make their own profit because they're their own org, but like the big head honcho is like the NBA.
Well, so, like, it's actually a 50-50 partnership between 2K and NBA. So they both have equal investment in it.
Yeah.
But this is huge because especially like when there's no sports right now, you guys are bringing in the money for them. So kudos for that, you know.
Bro, I was at a house and like the game was on, and I never really sat down to watch it. And I'm like, oh, like this thing is dope to watch. Like it's not bad. Like for the beginning, because you gotta understand these are bumps and bruises that are gonna come along the way.
Yeah,
it's looking pretty solid for the first 3 years, correct? That the league's been alive, so I think that's huge, bro. So, Andy, talk to me, man. You see your boys up here making it a league, and we were talking prior. They were like, "You need to put hours into the game. What's happening, prospect?
I need you to grind, Andy.
Bro. You gotta go.
We ain't gonna talk about my career, bro. But, you know, I should be in the league. I will make the league. You feel me?
Speaking to existence, yeah.
Speaking to existence.
And I feel like I definitely have the skill sets to do it. It's just putting the time in. Like Zay will always say this, like you gotta put the time in. Like we will be talking like this, like 2K18. He'd be like Zay and Lee, be like, yo, you gotta put the hours in. Like it's like for real. Like they was on a different type of time than me.
I just really wanted to get good though. Like I really felt like the hunger to get good. Like that's why I just said I'm gonna actually dedicate my time and effort into it. Like I actually went hard for it.
So
that's one. Go ahead.
Go. The game I liked. So I don't want to be a bum, you know what I'm saying? So it's like so much money is generated through that it's insane. I could see this thing growing and people end up making millions. And I could see them making way more teams that are in the NBA, like just to keep it rolling, bro. I just think it's just a thing, bro.
Like 2K, like the thing about it though is like we're not sponsored by 2K. Like we're sponsored by the actual NBA. So when when we do get paid and stuff, and like the way that it, like the more it grows, like the more that the NBA profits off of it. Like the 2K league is gonna make their own profit because they're their own org, but like the big head honcho is like the NBA.
Well, so, like, it's actually a 50-50 partnership between 2K and NBA. So they both have equal investment in it.
Yeah.
But this is huge because especially like when there's no sports right now, you guys are bringing in the money for them. So kudos for that, you know.
Bro, I was at a house and like the game was on, and I never really sat down to watch it. I'm like, oh, like this thing is dope to watch. Like it's not bad. Like
Very
for
competitive.
Mhm.
the beginning, because you got to understand these are bumps and bruises that are going to come along the way.
Yeah.
Looking pretty solid for the first 3 years, correct? That the league's been alive. So
Yeah.
I think that's huge, bro. So Andy, talk to me, man. You see your boys up here making it a league, and we were talking prior. They were like, you need to put hours into the game. What's happening,
I
prospect?
need
What's
you to
going on?
grind, Andy.
Come
I
on,
need
bro. You gotta give
Yo,
it time. You gotta
we ain't
give
gonna
it
talk
every
about
day.
my career, bro. But, I should be in the league. I will make the league. You feel me?
Speaking to existence, yeah.
Speaking to existence.
And I feel like I definitely have the skill sets to do it. It's just putting the time in. Like Zay will always say this, like, you gotta put the time in. Like we will be talking like it's like 2K18. He'd be like, Zay and Lee would be like, yo, you gotta put the hours in, like just like for real. Like they was on a different type of time than me.
I just really wanted to get good though. Like I really felt like the hunger to get good. Like
Yeah,
that's why I
like-
just said I'm gonna actually dedicate my time and effort into it. Like I actually went hard for it.
So
Yeah, that's one. Go ahead.
Go.
Nah, I was gonna say one thing I would say like to anybody that wants to get good at 2K or like really wants to pursue it, like it's not easy. Like, you really have to put the time in. You
Nothing
have
in
to
life is easy.
Yeah. You have to play against the best, like,
Sure.
and you have to go out there and want it.
That's just so true, and I feel like that's huge. You say it because someone could just be like, "Oh, but you're not Division One athlete." But hold up, bro. Hold up. These guys could put time in. Like they have to put 24 hours of the day into this stuff to become good. Like this isn't something that you just, I could just play a video game and be nice. Like no, like there's a lot of time that takes into that, and I commend you guys for that.
Yeah. Like one thing I would say is like it's one thing to be good good at the game. Like I do believe that like there's people that could just pick up 2K and they can be good at the game, but it's another thing to be a professional. Like we're one of the I'm not trying to sound cocky, but we're one of the best players in the world.
Talk
like,
it, baby. Talk it.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
like,
Yes, sir.
Getting paid
talk
for
it.
it, so
Okay,
gotta
shit.
say
Yes,
that.
sir.
so it's like we actually like it's a different thing. Like we play against good players. We like there's different tiers to it. Like being good isn't just enough. Like you need to be the very best if you want to be a professional.
Is that how you feel too, Lee?
Yeah. So like I told you, like that's the really way I really built and worked on my craft. Like I played against the best. Like I told you, those household names, playing against them. And then the thing about it is there's Xbox side and then there's PlayStation side. So from 2K19, we were only Xbox. I mean, we was only PlayStation. And then I said, yo, I wanna hone my skills. I see other people on Xbox, like they have their big names and stuff. I want to see what they're about. Like I don't get to play them. So I was like, yo, we got to Xbox this year. I ended up getting an Xbox and a PlayStation at the same time. We played tournaments on both sides. Like that's just part of like, yeah, that's just like I said, like, yo, if I'm gonna give my time, I'm gonna end up having to pay some money for it. Like you got to pay for the tournaments and the leagues and stuff. But like, there's a good outcome for it. Like if I really felt like I was confident in it, like I gotta go for it, and I ended up going for it. I played the best people on Xbox, best people on PS4, and it like look where I'm at now. Like I'm in a pretty good spot. Like I feel like it panned out for me.
For sure.
You believed in yourself. You invested in yourself, both of you guys, and look at the results. It's just that's everything in life is like that. Doesn't matter. It goes from being an athlete or whatever.
A lot of people don't know that like it's not just enough to be one of the best on PlayStation or one of the best on Xbox, because the league is selecting people from both consoles. So you have to be the very best at like you have the pool of both consoles. You have to be one of the best players.
So how do they recruit you guys? Do you guys go to a tryout? How does that work again?
So the way it works is like, so like there's a community, like there's a game, like there's a 2K community, like, you know, with any game. So it's like, you know, when you're a competitive player, you're known within the community on whether that be on Twitter or Twitch and streams and whatnot. And there's amateur leagues that all the competitive players play in order to like basically hone their skills. Like, you know, you play for small cash prizes and whatnot. And then what team scouts and coaches do is they watch those players play on their teams in the amateur leagues and tournaments. And if you're winning in those leagues, like if you win in those leagues, that means you're winning against the best, because players that are in the league play in those leagues as well.
Yeah.
Like when they come back home. So that's where all the best players gather up to play outside of the league. And then if you dominate in that, then you have a good shot at making the league. You get interviews from team coaches and whatnot. And it's
The
just
real
gotta pass the
deal.
combine.
there.
The real drill.
That's exactly like the league.
You gotta pass the
Yeah.
combine.
Yeah, I was just
so-
about to say that too. Yeah, you go
Yeah,
ahead. You
like-
can talk about the combine.
Yeah, so
Like you
the
just did.
combine is it's like pretty much like they give you like a
A
little
lot of
baby
pressure
version.
here.
Yeah, very lot of pressure. It's a lot of time. I'm telling you, like it gets crazy. It gets hectic for you. Like it starts putting a toll on your body because the combine hours are like there's a lot of combine windows. So for people that are like, I was half-hearted confident, but I wasn't like not a lot. I was like 75% confident, not half-hearted. So like 75% confident that I was gonna end up making the league this year. So I played 3 different positions that I qualified in the combine. So to qualify, you need 40 games at a position, and it's 6-minute quarters, and the combine windows are about maybe like 3 hours per window. So it's like maybe like 9 to 12 or like 12 to 3. So it's like, it's not that long. So 6-minute quarters. So that maybe you get like maybe 3-4 games in at one position every window. And there's only about like three weeks to a month of windows. So you have to like actually be on your shit. Like you got to go hard for it. Like, so I qualified at 3 positions. I mean, I got 120 games in, no, 40. Yeah, 120 games in total in 3 weeks to about like a month. And like you're getting random players. You might get a truck driver that don't know what the hell he's talking about. So like, yeah, I'm telling you, it gets really bad. So like, I'm gonna openly say that I'm not a big fan of the combine because I don't feel like it's really the best player that gets selected from the combine. However, like the people that do get drafted out of the combine, they are still the best players most likely in that pool, if that makes sense. So
No bums are getting drafted. Like, oh,
yeah, like the people that do make the combine that are like not known or like even if you're not known, you can still be really good and like you outshine the other people. But like if you're not known, there's no way you're doing it because the other people that are known, they're putting up like crazy numbers in the combine. Like there was somebody putting up like 40 and like 10. No, I think it was like 50 and 10, like 50 points, 10 assists. Like, come on. That's unrealistic. Like that's not even something you see in the actual NBA. Like that's Damian Lillard when he was on a stretch. Like, come on. That was ridiculous. Like that's not some regular shit right there. So like
what the combine is basically is like it's a way to provide equal opportunity for all players to be eligible to be picked. So like if you do well in the combine, then they're gonna basically the way the combine works is that first you gotta qualify to try out in the combine. You just gotta play, I believe, 50 rec games or something like that, or 100, and you gotta maintain a 50 win percentage. Basically, that means you gotta win 100 before you lose 100. So once you're eligible to try out for the combine, like, you just go in there with everybody that qualified, and then based off of your stats, a combination of stats, advanced stats, and your winning percentage, like they narrow that down to the top 200 players. And those top 200 players are the players that are eligible to be drafted and interviewed. So like you could be unknown and not play any competitive games and then make the top 200. That's where the equal opportunity comes in. But in order to get drafted out of the top 200, you have to have some type of competitive experience because the team coaches and scouts, like the team coaches and scouts aren't the ones that choose the top 200. It's the league. So it's an objective person looking at it. Like they're not considering, they're not saying, this dude played competitive, but he had bad numbers in the combine, but I know he's good, so I'm going to pick him. It's not like that. If you play poorly in the combine, you're just not going to get picked. And so then from that process, that's when you get interviews from coaches and scouts. And then they look at your competitive games and see what you actually do against really good players. And that's how you get drafted.
So get into that. How is it? Like, what team hit you up first? What teams hit you guys up first? How did that work? Did they just email you guys, call you guys? How did that work?
So I believe when it was my turn last year, I think I got about 14 interviews, something like that. And then, so from a whole bunch of different teams. And basically the way it works is like, you chat with the coaches, depending on who does the interviews. Some teams, the coaches do the interviews, and then some teams, they actually just have people that do the interviews. So you just talk, like, it's the same thing as a professional interview. If you've ever done a professional interview online, it's sort of the same thing. Like depending on the organization, like some orgs are more casual than others. And then,
14 teams? Yeah. So it was destined that you were going to go to the league if you had 14 people after you.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like a lot of players got interviews, and like there's players that got a whole bunch of interviews that still didn't get picked up. Like there's teams that just like to interview all the players in the draft pool. Just because.
That's actually true because they may not like you as a person, low key. They just you may not click for the organization if you come talking reckless.
Yeah. So one thing that's really no, say what you about to say.
No, it's really irrelevant. You could just go ahead.
so like one thing that's like really big, and a lot of people say I shouldn't have went first round. So there's 4 rounds to the draft. So there's first, second, third, and fourth.
My boy, first round pick, baby.
They sleeping.
Hey, I've been doing my thing. But like,
he taking the lead by storm.
Hey, come on now, something like. But like, a lot of people say I shouldn't have went first round. But one reason I did go first round was because of personality. Like, my team literally fits who I am as a person, and that's something I feel like that's like a lot of people don't understand that. So like they'll be like, oh, so there's a couple guys that people think that should have got drafted before me to the same team that I'm on, and they just would not fit with the org that I'm in. So like me and like the guys that I have around me, like just having that off the ball court, it really makes us better on the court because it's 5 people, like little actual basketball. So like if I can trust what the next guy is doing, I don't ever have to think about what the next guy is doing. Because, like, I know who he is. I know who he is as a player and everything. Like, I got enough trust in him off the court that it's like, yo, I know who you are. Like I'm reckless. Like, I'm a reckless player. Like, I will leave somebody wide open to go jump a pass. And if they score on me, like, I'll take the blame for it. I'll be like, yo, that's my fault. I'll take the blame. A lot of people aren't like that because a lot of people are watching. And, like, the game is heavily momentum-based. So, like, if you give them momentum off of that, you can end up losing the game by 20. So, I'm not like that. Like, I don't care who's watching me or anything. Like, I'm letting them know, like, yo, I'm gonna go make that. So like, if you have a lot of people like that around you, then that's not a good team. Because not everybody just freely running and everything. Like, you need some people that are disciplined. You need characters to match each other. So like, I need personality around. So like, I think that's a big part of the draft too.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Same thing as any sport. Same thing as any sport. That's so true, and it just goes back to it. Like, that's where you guys connect. What do you think is one thing that doesn't connect though? Within the real life basketball to EA, do you feel like something is a different there, or there's one big difference?
The only real big difference between esports and professional sports is like the physical toll that it takes on your body. Like when you playing a real sport, like you out there, you got to really work out. You actually got to put the time. You're doing drills and all of that. Your body is feeling it. In 2K, it's just, to me, I feel like it's just
your mind feeling it.
Mental exertion. Like the same mental exertion that you feel in a real sport when you're out there calculating your moves and like let's say a pitch is coming your way and you thinking about like what type of pitch is going to be, how you going to hit it and stuff like that. Like we're thinking the same thing in 2K. Like we're thinking about, like, for me, like if I'm playing point guard and I'm dribbling the ball, I'm thinking like, what are they giving me on defense right here? Like, are they going to give me the shot? Are they going to give me the mid range? Are they going to give me the layup, dunk? Are they going to drop off the corners? Stuff like that. Like, you have to think about so many things the same way you have to do in a real sport. The only big difference is just the physical aspect of it, to be honest.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask, talking about how we were comparing like the physical aspects to the gaming aspect, do you guys like actually like also coach each other, make plays in the games as well? Because I know like when I'm playing online, somebody will use a playbook, whatever team's playbook. Do you guys kind of make your own plays amongst like Pro-Am when you're playing?
Yeah, so there's a couple plays that everybody that's in the 2K community knows, and that's just because like it's a play, like it's quick plays that's just like they just already have names for them. So like there's a play called the Wolves because there's a team called the Dire Wolves that ended up running the play, and people just end up calling it the Wolves play. So like everybody in the 2K community knows it. Like you can just go to anybody randomly in the 2K community, like, yo, run the Wolves here or run Fifi here. Those are just a couple plays, but like there's teams that end up going harder about plays than other teams because, so for example, a team like mine, I have the best dribbler in the 2K community. Like I think he might be the best dribbler in the world. Like I'll be honest with you. Like he's really good.
He's
a demon. Like, I'll be honest. He got it. Like you can't say nothing about it. Like he's like, like if you ever heard of 2K, like you heard the BP build, like he's BP. Like it's named after him. So like if you ever hear about it, you'd be like, oh, I heard BP somewhere. Like it's because of him. So
I heard it in batting practice.
Yeah, batting practice too. Yeah, whatever that means. Yeah. So like with him, like we don't feel like we gotta run plays because like he's that good as dribbling the ball, so he can always get a shot that he wants to get. So like for other teams though, like they feel like, yo, like my point guard is not as crafty as other point guards. So like, hey, let's run a play so we can get something different here, or like throw a different look. But it's just come down to like the org and like what they feel like, yo, should we run a play here? There's definitely teams that run plays, but like my team.
So is there a high chance of ball hogging there? Like,
Yeah, so
frustration of ball hogging. Like,
good
man,
question.
pass the ball. I'm right
That's a good
here.
question.
They never pass me the ball in park.
it's like
Tight. They never pass me the ball in park.
you got to step your game up, man. You got to show them the green.
Get all your badges. You got to get all your badges,
bucket.
bro.
Let them know your bucket.
Boom. Bow.
No, but the way the league works, though, in general, like Lee said this earlier, it's a point guards league. Like the point guards are the best ball handlers on the court, so they have the ball like at least 75% of the time in the game. So they're the ones that are going to make most of the plays in the game. There's some exceptions to that. There's some teams that have like elite front court players that could actually put their back to the basket and score out the post. And there's some teams that have elite shooting guards.
Real life.
Yeah, but
literally.
For the most part, like it's a heavy pick and roll game. Like you're gonna see pick and roll every single possession on the floor, no matter what. But there's some teams that like to utilize plays, but the game is like it's sort of like a motion offense. I want to say like it's heavily based off pick and roll, and then you have some sort of motions like people will wrap around each other, backdoor cuts. Yeah. It's not nothing too crazy. Like when you play online, and you see people run those elaborate horns plays and all of that. Like you'll see that from like
time to time.
One team really runs plays like that, but like it can work though. Like it's definitely not like that team ended up winning the championship last year, so you can't say anything about it. But
so I'm gonna take notes. So
yeah,
when someone doesn't pass me the ball, I'm gonna say all this stuff you just said. No excuse.
Run a Fifi.
No excuses, bro.
Run a Fifi.
Wolves.
What celebrities have you guys played with? Have you guys played with any celebrities and the big people? What's up with that? Tell me.
Because there's a lot in the 2K community.
Yeah, anyone you play with at all or not yet? Haven't had the opportunity yet.
Yeah, so like since I'm new to this, like I didn't get like a whole year or anything. So like the only celebrity I played with, I forgot his name.
Slim Jimmy.
Yeah, Slim Jimmy. There you go. Like I was gonna say Jimmy something, but yeah, Slim Jimmy. Like yeah, so that was the only celebrity I played with, and it was
shout out
pretty
to Slim
recent.
Jimmy.
Yeah, shout out to Slim. He got some new stuff dropping, by the way. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. That's my boy Slim Jimmy now.
Hey, he dropping some shit with the baby. Yes, sir. But like, yeah, so that was the only celebrity I really played with. Like they try to do some stuff where we could play with celebrities on different games on Saturdays, but like I'm telling you, like things just be getting way too hectic. Like the world is in a really bad state right now. So like we're not focused on playing with celebrities right now. But like yeah, as far as celebrities, like yeah, we do a pretty good job of like trying to involve the team into meeting different people.
Yeah, like I haven't really played with too many celebrities like that. Like I've met some people. Like if you want to talk about
who have you guys met? Have you guys met anyone too
like,
as well?
Like you know Agent Zero and all that. He's like at a whole bunch.
Hibachi. What? Gilbert Arenas?
No.
That Agent Zero? I got the wrong one.
I'm talking about 2K YouTubers and all of that stuff.
Yeah, he has a million subscribers.
I was gonna get into that next, YouTubers, but keep going.
Yeah. I mean, if Gilbert Arenas is there, that'd be nice. Hibachi.
That'd be too fire.
But
Hibachi chicken, baby.
You know, we seen Ronnie 2K at a couple events, stuff like that. Like a whole bunch of iPod King Carter was at.
iPod King Carter, I love that man.
Cash Nasty.
Oh yeah, he was at our tournament last year in Vegas, the Turn tournament. He was there. You know, it's just a lot of people in the 2K community definitely come out. Like
Flight.
Oh yeah, Flight. He was so he actually came to Orlando last year. He played ball with us and like actual basketball with us. Like he came to watch some of our games too. Like pretty much all.
There's a meme, bro. There's a meme. And he does a step back and he goes, "Oh, that's a nice shot." And they show D Rose. He's like, "I always liked D Rose. Why did he take my shot like that?" Like he literally said D Rose took his step back.
Nah, his videos be having me weak.
Look at Curry, man. So inspirational. So, that's his line, man.
Actually nuts, man. How do you see Ronnie 2K? Something that you guys have been watching 2K.
What was that like? Listen, he gets a bad rep. We all know that. But, you know, meeting him personally, how was he like to you guys?
Oh, he's a cool dude. Like he's pretty chill. You know, it's not really like you're not when you meet running 2K. Like, I mean, at least for me, I'm not thinking like this is the dude that does all this stuff in the 2K community. Like, I'm not thinking about the bad things that
No,
he's known for.
Of course.
Yeah, but like as a person, he's a cool dude. He's just pretty chill, and that's really about it.
Are these YouTubers as nice as they say they are? Some
Oh,
YouTubers?
they're not on our level. They
Don't
know
talk to
that
this-
though. They know
Don't
that.
talk to this man. He don't let no one be better than him, bro.
I feel like starting a YouTube channel and just showing them what I got. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, why not? Like,
Like, you know,
baby steps. Hey, I get on that YouTube with you now.
do that, bro. Let's run it up. Let's do it.
Of
you know what I'm
course.
saying? Like, let's start this YouTube stuff up. Like, I just average 10 turnovers a game, but then besides that, I swear I'm nice.
Hey,
3
we
points,
taking
10 turnovers.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Come on, you gotta give me 30 if you give me 10 turnovers.
What happened?
You gotta give me 30 if you
quick.
Oh, nah. Sometimes you know,
Imagine
I just be tired. I don't really focus.
Yeah. That's when you just spot up. I got you. Hey, just shoot open. Like, I got you. Like,
I just
Yo,
need you to
so
stay
I
in
want
that
to hear your
corner.
guys' opinions on, 2K as it is right now and kind of comparing it throughout the years. Like, what would you guys say was probably the best year for 2K? Because personally, for me,
As a
I would
fan,
say-
as a fan,
as a
not
fan,
not even as a-
or even as a gamer, for me, it was kind of like I felt like 2K11 was like that start for me. Like with the MJ
Oh,
edition,
yes.
playing the whole legacy mode. Like personally, that was kind of my favorite. But I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say.
I mean, I'm sort of in between two 2Ks for me. Like as a fan and a gamer, like it's between 2K17 and 2K19 for me. Like 2K19 is the 2K where I really became known, and like that's where like it just holds a special place in my heart. Like, and I feel like 2K19 took a lot of skill as opposed to the other 2Ks. Like it was a really defensive based game. You had to really work to get your points. And then in 2K17, that was the first 2K where archetypes came out.
Yes.
And like that was also that was where Pro-Am really took off too, and that's my game mode. So I feel like it's between those 2Ks for sure.
So I'm low key stuck between 3 games. So 2K14, just because I really enjoy like playing the My Career mode. I'm not even a My Career player. Like I really enjoy playing My Career for that. That was just more of a fan base. 2K16 because I ain't gonna lie, I was a demon. Like I was really good at that. Like I was really good. Like, and I didn't know I was that
You was
good.
alright.
No, I was a demon.
Nah, you was
Don't let disrespect like that. Don't let disrespect.
Nah, so the thing is about it is because like I told you, I play center, so like I don't get to dribble the ball and stuff like that. I don't even know how to do combos anymore. So like, nah, I lie. I do know how to do a little bit of combos now, but like I don't dribble the ball as often as I used to. So 2K16 made me realize like, yo, I'm not just a one-trick pony. Like I'm really versatile in this game. I could do more than just what everybody thinks I could do. So like it keeps me like yo, like if I wanted to hop on somebody like a small, like a 6'3" guy that could dribble, I know I could do it. So and then 2K19 is the same thing. It says like,
oh, you could play point guard in the league right now?
Yeah, I know I could. Like
confidence, I love it.
I said I was gonna be good though, but
I love it.
I might not be good at it.
I could play point in the league. Swear to God.
Yeah, I mean I could.
You can. Like
I can. I said I was gonna be good now. And then like so like with 2K19 though, like he said it's a very defensive game, but like the reason I loved it was because I played offense. Like I was really good at that shit. Like I was a bucket and I was on a 7-2 slash and rebounder. So like everybody's on a smaller player and everybody.
I was showing you love on that.
Nah, yeah, you showed me love. You gave me the rock. Like
you was pulling from the logo on that.
Yeah,
man.
bro. Like so, like when 2K19 came,
he looked like me then.
Yeah, I was looking just like you. We was twins, low key. Like
low
just like
key.
this twin.
We do look alike, low key. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, it looked like you could be my little cousin, or like I could be a little cousin. Somebody's like your cousin now.
Andy, how do you feel? What would
Wait, let him finish. Let him finish.
Oh, we still going? I'm
I look, I forgot, but nah, I think I was done. Nah, you straight.
Andy, let me hear.
I started playing 2K13, bro. So like, it's a little late for me.
That was a good one.
But me personally, like 17 was really good. I fucked with 17. And 16, like even though I wasn't good in 16, I liked 16 a lot. Like I feel like 16 takes a lot of skill. Like League is talking about like
definitely.
it's way different from playing 16 to 20. the game is completely different.
Exactly. And I wish
the movement is different. Everything is different about it.
I wish the game would still like take like those aspects into like the games that it is now. Like I loved park affiliations. That was one of my favorite. You know, choosing like Sunset or Rivet.
That was dope. That was so dope.
Like,
I was a fan of that too.
That was so
you guys.
dope.
Another question. Another question is: do you guys like get insight of what's gonna happen in the next 2K at all? Like, do they tell you what might happen or no?
I don't get no insight.
You guys don't get
like
I just
you
wish
mean insight as to like you know
what's
game
gonna
is
happen.
coming out, yeah.
Like what's gonna happen in the new game? Like maybe my career or pro am, whatever.
Oh, not really. To be honest, yeah, not really.
So wait, since you guys get a different game than we do you guys still carry that same player onto the park when you play? Like, say you play me, would it be the same player, or would it be like a different player than what you would use in the league?
So like when we say we get a different game, like the game that we're playing right now in the league is different from what we like from what you guys play at home. But like when we play the game at home, we're playing the same game as you guys.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, do you carry on that same player that you have in the league?
I mean, you can.
Like
you get the same.
You got to build. You got to build and everything, right?
No, you don't got to build it. Like everything is preset. So like all the builds are all preset. So right, the only thing that you could get like is closest to what the other thing is like how he looks. Like you maybe get some like the same tattoos. But like if you have very unique tattoos, I guarantee they're not trying to put that on your player. Like,
oh no, they got my tattoos on my player.
Oh no, I think they can actually like import the actual the way he actually looked and just bring it onto the league build.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't do that though. Like I kind of like the McDonald's man, but
I'm not gonna lie. No one asked me about my favorite 2K, but I'm gonna say it. I would say I'm gonna say
let's hear it.
2K13 because I could play it on Facebook. Oh my god, when you used to get the VC on Facebook, y'all never did that?
Oh,
what?
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah. No.
I remember the 2K app. I used to go OD on the 2K app.
You talking about the My NBA 2K?
Yeah, I used to go crazy with that.
Oh my god, yo,
NBA 16.
Yo, it was I think it was 8. It might have been. I gotta see. I might still have it on my phone. Yo, I remember I spent the whole weekend just playing matches so I could get
spamming the card games. Yeah.
So I could get this All-Star LeBron card. Like it was a star tier card. I was a beast in that. I was better than that than I was in 2K at the time. Like,
oh man, that did it for me. I thought I was the coolest person like playing that. Man, so getting onto that, wow, I'm smart as hell. Look what I'm transitioning into. Next gen, man. How did next gen change? Like, how do you feel about the next gen?
Oh, I can't wait.
Coming up.
I cannot wait.
Oh, it's PS5 now.
Yeah, PS5.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I can't wait, man. I'm ready. I feel like 2K, like with a new console and everything, you know, 2K is only going to be able to get better, more powerful, like better graphics. The game is going to be more realistic, you know. I just can't wait.
More animations.
Hopefully more accurate animations, yeah.
What do you think is going to be the difference, though? Because next gen, you could have bigger, like maybe a bigger park, maybe a bigger, I don't know.
Well, of course, I would say definitely the graphics. That's obviously going to be like crazy. New engines that they have. But like, I'm hoping, like Andy was saying it, like the animations, I'm hoping it's like a lot more realistic as well as like the gameplay. So
I'm not gonna hold you. They should take a book out of GTA and like you could drive to like the places or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. We don't
imagine, yo.
We don't need to start lagging, bro.
Everything. Like,
we don't need to park lagging, bro. We good over here.
That is so true.
That might get bad.
They got the skateboards. We're good, I guess.
And the bikes. Don't forget the bicycles. And the bikes.
Let's bring back the Tiger.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Bring back the Tiger. And I think we should be straight. The Tiger, the mascots, like they got us going too hard for all the rewards now. Like we got to really you really got to devote your life into playing 2K to get the rewards. Now.
For real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Even last year, bro. Fucking Dante was playing this game like 12 hours in my career, just trying to get to 99 overall.
Yeah, he was going hard.
I didn't see that man for 3 months. Grinding on that game, bro. Like 2K, like they got to chill out. They got to chill out with the grind. There's such thing as grinding, and it's like. I ain't gonna say the other word, but you know what it is.
OD. But my thing is, what does trash talking do? Because I know trash talking be getting me hot sometimes. I'll be talking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I try to keep it chill.
Yo, real quick.
You talking to trash talker right here. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, before you say anything, bro. I remember I'm watching the game on stream last year. And this man has like a good first quarter. I'm gonna say what team. Zay's playing him. Dude's feeling himself. In the fourth quarter, Zay's killing that man.
talking about
Yo.
too, yeah.
You look at this man, and he was talking his crap. You like, you're ass, bro. And he's stood silent, bro. I was weak. You just hear it on the stream. You're ass, bro. He didn't want to say
I had 30 that game, man. We want to find out what game it was. That's the hint right there. I had 30.
That's a great hint. Like,
how do you guys say? Is there a lot of trash talking? Wait, do you guys even communicate with the other team when you're playing at all? Like, do they hear you guys?
All together.
So they can hear you.
No. The other team can't hear us, but we can hear each other. So
Okay.
the only way the other team could hear us is if we would literally stand up and shout to them.
And that's happened before?
Yeah, all the
time.
All the time.
That's how people talk trash.
Yeah, that probably happens every single game. At least one person would stand up and be like, yo, you're trash.
I'll be honest, I have like one of the craziest trash talker on my team. Like he's in the room right now. Like he goes hard when it comes to trash talking.
Wow, yo.
He
goes down 30, he's still talking trash.
Damn. What was probably like the craziest moments in a game for you? Like, what was the craziest play that you've seen? Like somebody like either like dunking on somebody or maybe hitting like a half-court shot. Like, what was the craziest thing you guys seen?
For this year, for what I've seen, the craziest thing I've seen this year was there's this guy called Bear, and he's the defending champ from last year, and we played them their first game and we ended up beating them. And the next game he came out and he cooked the next team, and he had jumped over some guy in the middle of the game and dunked on him. Like,
hold on, like a Giannis over a player.
Yeah,
time
Vince Carter type of thing.
Vince Carter.
Like the Vince Carter over the 7-foot guy. Like,
I would have broke my controller right there. Like that's ridiculous.
I seen it live.
The difference is that he wasn't Vince Carter's height. He was on a 6'4".
Yeah, he was 6'4".
Over him.
Jumped directly clean over him, and it gave it that animation where the guy that just standing there playing defense, he's just like this, and then he's just like, boom, and it's just like it literally looks like real life jumping over someone.
Wow,
it was
I
crazy.
would have lost it.
Wait, do you go up in levels though? Even though they give you a prefix thing, do you go up in level at all during the season? You stay so the fact that he did that is like
on a 92. Yep.
Yeah.
But he had takeover. So like,
my God.
Like this is getting more into the game aspect, but like this is where the skill gap really comes in. So like, you can't play good in the game unless your player has takeover. So like, the more takeover you gain, the quicker your player moves, the more defense you play, the more offense you play, the more stuff that your player is most likely to get because like he's getting hot. So if you're in the game and you're not involved in the game, your player's gonna look like shit. Like no matter what position you play, point guard you're gonna get cold easily. Shooting guard you're gonna get cold easily. If you're playing the lock, you're gonna get fried. You're playing center, you're gonna get horsed. Like that's just how the game goes. So like you have to be into the game and you have to be locked into the game. Like no matter how you're doing it, getting stops, getting rebounds, playing lanes, getting steals. Like you just have to be involved in some way.
I never realized how much like more detailed like it is like when you're playing.
Oh, trust me. Like,
It's way.
Hey, this is the baby steps for y'all. Like,
Scratching the surface.
Like we can talk about this for hours, honestly. Like it gets that detailed. Like there's just so much we know about the game opposed to like casual players, or even good players. Like,
damn,
it gets crazy.
Damn, I'm disappointed in these YouTubers then, man. Because these YouTubers be like acting like they're nice, and you realize they ain't even
Chris
that good.
Smoove. Exactly. Chris Smoove is like perfect in every game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you see him in a park game and he's average. Like when he's playing against other people.
You seen Chris Smoove? I love Chris Smoove. Splash!
Yo, I used to watch his videos so much, man. That
was like my childhood, bro.
Yes, bro.
Growing up, man.
He was very entertaining.
He got me into 2K, to be honest.
He's one of the GOATs.
I'm not gonna hold you. You can't even hate on Chris Smoove.
You ain't watch Chris Smoove?
Nah, never.
Oh wow!
I used to really start. Yeah, to really start me up, I would say like it was Chris Smoove, Cash Nasty. People don't remember this, so I don't know if you guys know Oprah Siverson. How he's
I know who that is. Hell yeah.
He's popular with the reactions.
Him, bro.
He used to be huge with 2K, and like he was
Hell
one of the reasons I love my team because he used to get the worst pulls in my team, and like it was hilarious seeing him rage. But like it was entertaining because they would do like he would be playing against like Cash and they used to have like a My Team league, and like they just made the game like a lot more fun, like as opposed to like an average gamer.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Alpha Side is like the coolest person to watch because I literally saw him from like almost a little in the middle of his career to when he got to 1 million. And it was almost like, wow, like when you really work for something, you can achieve it.
You're going to get
especially
it.
him, yeah.
You can achieve it. Like this man is doing reactions on basketball videos and he's just getting so much love because you can just tell how passionate he is and how positive he is. And that's just something that you gotta realize, you gotta admire, you know. So for sure,
I think what blew him up was actually reacting to like college players and being able to know like Lonzo and them before they even popped off. Like that's what boosted his career because he was reacting to them and then giving them publicity. That's crazy.
I think he was just a genuine guy, and he really felt like that because I don't know. I like the Ball brothers, to be honest. I think it's just cool. I feel like Lonzo's good, low key. I don't know, but I'm nobody. I'm a
Lonzo's gonna be good. People be sleeping on Lonzo. He's gonna be good.
I think Lonzo's gonna be good, bro. I'm telling you, Lonzo's gonna be good.
I like.
He's been having a pretty good season. Yeah, he's been having a pretty good season. Like
him and Zion, I'm telling you, that's a duo right there, yo.
Duo,
Lee.
NBA season coming back. Watch.
Nah, you got to give him a center that can shoot. Like the center got to be able to. Because Zion cannot shoot to save his life. Bro.
They got Jackson Hayes, but like he's got to get like bigger. I would say like he's kind of too lanky.
Yeah.
That boy Zion is different though. That first
watch
game,
Melo too. Melo gonna come in the league. He gonna shake stuff up.
I'm hoping.
Don't sleep on Jello. Don't sleep on Jello though.
Oh, hold up now. Who?
I really want to
have to wake me up. He gonna have to wake me up.
I feel bad, bro. I feel bad because I just put myself in his position. Like, damn, bro. Like,
nah, yeah, bro. Like,
kind of ruined.
Bro, he's chilling, bro. No matter what, he's chilling.
I mean, he's chilling.
He's still good. He's definitely still good.
Like,
with the incident in China, I think it was in China, right? With the shoplifting thing.
Yeah, like I'm like, bro, come on, that's horrible. Like, come on, you have your life set in stone for you already.
Exactly.
Like, you just gotta go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Bro, I could just see that situation. Like his boy's probably like, "You won't do it," and he's probably like, "Bro, you know I'm gangster. Like, watch me do it right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, he messed it up for basically his little brother because now he couldn't even go there because what's he gonna do? Go back where his brother was? Like,
I kind of like the route he went though because he went, European first, and that kind of what brought a lot of popularity to him because he was playing against like grown men.
Pros, yeah, and it's the pros for Europe, yeah.
And he was cooking them as like at 18. So
that Europe thing is real, bro. I think Europe like it's gonna grow right now because NCAA was violated.
Not even Europe, but people are going to G League now because they're getting paid. Like the G League is blowing up now. So
the NCAA just made a ruling that in the next upcoming season that players are going to be able to make profit off their name. So stuff might change.
So with that,
that's huge.
Yeah, with that, like, now are they going to bring back like the 2K with the college games or like the NCAA football? If that's the case.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I was a fan of those games though.
Like, yeah,
NCAA football. Ooh, that was fire. And the basketball games too.
Yeah, I think they were both pretty good.
Blake Griffin was the last cover athlete, I think.
Yeah.
Bro, it was crazy.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm into the stock market and stuff, and I'm definitely investing in these EA games coming up and this gaming because I feel like in the next 10 years it's gonna take over, bro. I think this thing is. I think
you should do
grow.
it. Like, I'll be honest.
I think
with
it's gonna come back.
I think it's just gonna grow, bro, because more and more professional avenues are gonna just come out of this, like 2K's the first. You get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I just feel like a lot of people like they're unaware of the things that you can do as a gamer. Like a lot of people just look at gaming as a pastime and like, this is it's not really a productive thing to do. It's just sort of a thing you do for enjoyment. But now that more and more people are seeing that you can actually make something out of it, they're going to approve of it more and they're going to allow people to actually pursue it. And that's what's going to move into the future.
Honestly, what you just said is so true because like now in my life, like anything I do, I think about like how can I make a profit off it? You know what I'm saying? Like, like what can I do to make a profit? Like if I'm working out, I'm working out to get my body right. So hopefully it looks good so I get more followers and promote myself more. You get what I'm saying? Like everything is like a business mindset. You know what I mean? Like anything you can make money off of now. And it's like anything you do in life, anything you just pursue, like you guys like paving the way for like the 2K stuff, like it's huge, bro. Like it's all about putting in that mindset. And like I get on Andy all the time, bro. Like get on that, bro. Like get on the grind, baby.
Same thing with this podcast.
You gotta get on that grind, and you gotta get on that grind.
Yeah, I'm new to this. Y'all got some good names. That's what I'm saying. Like same thing like this podcast, bro. Y'all new to this. Y'all got some good names already. Like if it just keeps growing, like by the time that we come back to this, and if this gets really big, like we can be like, yo, we was a part of this. Like it could be something that like, yo, like we started, like we had the faith and everything, like we believed in it, like. Like we was a part of this shit right here.
Sure, we appreciate that.
Understand?
Now, of course, I have the utmost faith in this right here. Like I think this is great steps right here. Like,
definitely. Bro. Just understand something. When people Google you guys up now, this is gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? Like this will come up. Like, oh, they're mad cool. I'm gonna follow him now. Oh, he got a merch now? Let me Google him. Let me see this podcast. Oh, they mad cool, bro. They chill.
There's some real people.
Some real people. Like, I'm
be honest,
real
before the game. Like,
yeah, bro. Like,
normal.
I train with I've trained with professional players, bro, and I've realized one thing that they're careful of who they chill with, but the people they chill with, they're real as hell. Like, they're normal people. They're just cool. And like, if you go out to McDonald's, they're expecting you to go 50-50 with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's like your boys.
So I'm in the MLB, but you still got to pay for that McChicken.
You know what I'm saying?
Still got to pay for that McChicken, my boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I've never paid for anything, but I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's just that's how real they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm doing with this podcast. When I love you guys being on the show, bro. This is dope.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for having us.
Go off, bro. Make this episode grow, because in the beginning it may not get a lot of views, but trust me, the more you guys play better and stuff like that, this is just gonna keep going up and up, bro. And
for sure.
I'm gonna do my best, try to get this as like much publicity as it can. Like, I'm gonna tell all my guys to watch it, everything. Like, I want to see internet kind of take over the world for some reason. Like, I feel like that's the steps that the world is taking.
Our generation.
Yeah, like this is our generation right here. So like, if I could do anything for it, like, it's only good for one. I'm a professional. Like, I get media all the time, so like, it's only gonna help my career, and it's only gonna help our league. So like,
100%.
This right here, like, hell yeah, come on, like, I'm locked to this one.
Like, that's huge. But thank you guys for being on the show, for real.
Yeah,
shout out Andy, because I know
me.
this man's gonna be on the come up for real. Having these two
season 4, man.
They're teaching him his ways.
Season 5,
he's
come
here.
on, man.
Yeah, I go as hard for him as I need to go. I promise you, I go hard for him.
Sure.
I appreciate you, my guys, bro.
After the season ends, y'all can come back on the show. Let us know how the season went. We could talk about other things. We don't even talk about 2K.
Bro, we didn't even talk about half the things, bro.
Facts, bro. Like, we didn't even hit half the top. This is just a little intro for y'all. So when they come back, we're gonna right into it. You already know.
We got more in store for y'all. Just stay tuned.
For sure.
I'm gonna come back telling y'all win the chip.
Yeah, rookie of the year.
Listen. For our viewers, man, we're gonna have our viewers. You know, we're gonna shout you guys out. Make sure everyone tunes in, watches your games, and of course, hope for the best for both of you. Hopefully, we get a chip.
Appreciate that, man.
Sure.
Hey, good talking to y'all.
This is the final 2, guys. Thank you for watching, and we are done.
Peace.